Okay, back to the home page here. The next thing I want to look at is a very specific database. Again, it's not Newsbank, but it's called Global Data Explorer, and it is specifically for some market research. If you're trying to find market research online just by Googling, you'll probably come to a page that looks really good, but it'll only give you a tiny snippet of information, and then it'll tell you to pay for it or to subscribe or to tell your library to subscribe to their database. Well, the database that we have subscribed to already is Global Data Explorer. So we can't really accommodate those requests to subscribe to other databases that are like this. This is the one that we have. So let's find it this way, A to Z databases again, but this time I'm going to go to G for Global Data Explorer. And there's a whole bunch of Gale ones that I'm going to just scroll really fast, hopefully. And then finally I got there, Global Data Explorer. Okay, so when building a business case, we often need market research to provide some data that will leverage our recommendations. So all the stuff that you find here, sometimes it's just numbers or trends or graphs or things. It's up to you to make the connections with what you're trying to explain, and then make some connections between the numbers and some of the other analytical pieces will support your case. So these are some really useful market research data that you can use to explain or persuade whatever you're trying to do in your business case. Okay, so this is a newer database for us. So I'm just learning to explore it. There's tons more to explore. So if you feel like looking around, you can explore it. But if you want to get right to business, I'm going to focus on just finding market research reports. If I'm looking to build a business case. So again, I'm going to switch. I'm going to say maybe I want to launch a new snack in the Canadian marketplace. So I want some sector information, some market research about the snack market in Canada. So I'm just going to try those keywords, see how I do here, put them in there and click search. And give it a minute here. And it's going to come up with some nice reports for us. And then I'll be going through the report and showing you some of the really useful information that is in there. There, it's a little slow, but we got there. Right away, I can see this Canada Savory Snacks is coming up to the top, and it's June 2023, so that's very recent and it's very suitable and useful for me. If I don't see what I want here, again, I could play around with the filters on the side. Maybe just geography, filtering to North America might help bring it up, or I could look at all of the other reports, because this is just the top few that come up. I could look at all of them by doing view all analysis. Okay, so let's take a look at this report. I could download a PDF, but I can also just look at it right here in the platform. And that's what I want to do. And so here I have this nice global data industry profile, savory snacks in Canada from June 2023. And let's take a look at what this provides for you. Okay, in the executive summary, there's just some sort of high-level numbers, and it outlines some major players in the market. But I want to scroll down. I'm going to scroll a bunch here, going through all the table of contents. It's quite a lot. Or I could jump to market overview here. There we go. So the scope of what this report is about, some analysis written out by their consultants that work for them at Global Data. So that can give you a good view on the market. And then we start to get into some of those really useful numbers and things that we want to see. So here's the market value, last 5 years. Also, there's a nice little bar graph there. Also by volume, so millions of kilograms of snacks. What's the growth there? What has been going on over the last few years with snacks? So I can see that. So that's really large. Then, depending on what your report and your topic, what it is here, you'll be seeing some different interesting things. So I really find this interesting. Category segmentation. So what's the most popular category of snacks? Potato chips. Over half of the snack market is dominated by potato chips. So say if my snack was like nuts and seeds based snacks, I could see, okay, I've got pretty much staying the same segment of the market, but there is some room for me to get in there and start to try and move my seed-based snack. It's just to see where are people, spending that snack money by value and volume there. And there's a nice little bar graph you can use. I also have geography segmentation, so a little bit of perspective here, how small the Canadian market really is in terms of North America. You can see the US eating most of those snacks there. But then we get back to just Canada here, and this is very useful to me too. Where is everybody buying these snacks? Usually at the supermarket, right? Chips are cheaper at the supermarket than the convenience store, but the convenience store is still holding strong, of course. So that might help me decide my marketing mix. Where do I want to focus my efforts? Where do I think I can get my product in that market? Okay, so some useful things. I'm taking the data and seeing what it means for your particular business case. And of course, the ever coveted, everyone wants the forecast data. So we've got some nice forecast data looking into the future. How much is this market going to grow? And that is often a number that we're going to want to include in our business case, right? We want to see some forecasted growth in value or in volume, right? We've got the growth in volume of snacks there as well. Okay, so this is what we can be using to make our business case. Then we've got a nice 5 forces analysis with there's some graphics, but also some pretty in-depth analysis by the business consultants here. Again, I'm going to scroll pretty quickly. So lots of information there, analysis that you can use to inform your business case. And then something about the competitive landscape. So yes, I mentioned major players. We can see PepsiCo, they have a massive share, over half of the market share for snacks. Some other big names there. But then look at this, other, 38.2%. That's a pretty big piece of the pie. So that makes me hopeful that my small snack brand can, there's room for me to get on in to that big part of the pie. So independent or smaller snack companies definitely have a lot of favor with Canadian consumers. So that is great to see. So that's really useful information for me. Okay, and then there are some profiles about the major players in the market. It lists, specific brands, Ruffles, Doritos, stuff like that. It mentions all that kind of stuff. So again, depending on which report you're looking at, the different chapters or sections might be different, but you can see how this is some pretty exciting and useful information for you. Okay, I'm going to go back to the library website now. I have it bookmarked, which of course I recommend, and show you just a few more other things before we finish up today. Thanks for